Hey, I'm Tim, and welcome to the Mr. Maple Show.
Happy Tuesday, y'all. We've got a 10 at 10 for May 3rd of 2022, so we hope you're excited. You're seeing this premiere at 9 a.m. We premiere all these videos at 9 a.m., but we're bringing video content to you every single day, so make sure not to miss out on that content by liking and subscribing to this YouTube channel. Today we have that 10 at 10 coming to you, and as always, we actually are adding more plants this year too to the 10 at 10, so there's going to be 20 plants, but these are 10 plants to preview, and some of our favorite highlights for this 10 at 10. So coming up to you first here on the table, we have one of the Heat Seeker series. Now this is one of the most commonly sought after, one of the most hotly sought after ones of the Heat Seeker series. This one is Hot Tamale.
Yeah, this is a selection by Masayoshi Yano. He found it as a chance seedling at World Maple Park from an Acerbergerianum that we got to go and see there at World Maple Park. And he had a code name on it of Nakahara Benny B. It got into the United States under the name Nakahara Benny. In fact, we got it under that name. And we thought that was the cultivar name. And he said, no, that's just a code name. We asked him if we could put Hot Tamale on it. It became Hot Tamale. And
we actually have Nakahara Benny A, which became Hot Sauce. So we didn't want any confusion there. Yano said if you're going to be offering this, I would prefer that you put distinct names on them. So with Hot Blonde already being one of our most popular trees, we decided to develop that Heat Seeker series. We have more plants to go in this, but for right now, that Heat Seeker series is Hot Blonde, Hot Sauce, and Hot Tamale. Hot Tamale, after Hot Blonde, might be the next most popular one. It's the pink spring new growth, exceptionally heat tolerant.
It grows very well for a lot of people. A lot of people down in Texas say this plant is just amazing for them. Super heat tolerant, good fall color, and this is a plant that I think you're going to really enjoy. I think we've got 10 really amazing plants here. We've got 20 plants getting listed, and if you want to sign up and figure out what the other 10 emails are, you can sign up for our weekly emails on MrMaple.com, or you can go to MrMaple.com at 10 a.m. when those plants actually list.
Yeah, so there's always something new and fun happening. That one's actually going to get greener, as you see now, when it hardens off the growth. The new growth in the whole plant in the early spring is a bright pink. So you kind of get that pink accents over the green, and like Tim said, an exceptionally fast grower. If you've seen anybody talking about Hot Blonde, it's going to be similar in growth rate. It's likely at Acerbergerianum X Palmatum, so we put that X in there. It's a Chinese maple crossed with a Japanese maple. Gives you that exceptional heat tolerant characteristic. At
World Maple Park, so who knows what it hybridized with, which Palmatum it hybridized with, but it's definitely got some Palmatum characteristics to it. And this is such a cool plant. We heard rumors of it in Japan. We had to track it down, and it's such a cool plant. So awesome. I think you're going to really enjoy it in your garden.
We actually have 2 more in under evaluation for that Heat Seeker series too, so there'll be more to come. For now, it's Hot Blonde, Hot Tamale, and Hot Sauce, but there may be some more hots in the future coming to that Heat Seeker series.
So next up, we've got some really cool plants. These are Makawi Atabusa seedlings that showed orange, red, or chocolate color in the early spring. We set them aside, we evaluated them further. We selected probably 1 or 2 of our favorites, but the rest are amazing too. We just can't keep them all. We want to keep them all, but we can't.
Yeah, these are always popular. We sold off all the greens already.
And a lot of bronze and other colors, but these had the best colors from the group. I mean, some of the others had colors too, but these had the most shocking, amazing colors of the entire group. And
so these are seedlings, so they're great for bonsai. These are not grafted. We collect hundreds of Makawi seedlings, if not thousands every year. We go through them looking for unique traits. These ones didn't make the mark for cultivar status, so we didn't decide to name one of these. That's how we got the cultivar Red Panda. So that was one of these, kind of a sister seedling to several of these. Awesome colors though. You're going to get some colors that are comparable to Mystic Makawa, some colors that are comparable to some of the cultivars you've seen out there that are red. It's a grab bag of colors as they are getting more green this time of the year. But we decided to quit waiting on these. We were going to hold them and evaluate them another year, but we decided, hey, let's go ahead and get them out there to folks. Let them have some fun with these too. They're great color patterns.
And most of these are a little greener right now, but there are some, as you can see here, that still have some orange color this late in the season.
Some of these right now are more colorful than our Mystics and our Bazingas at this time frame. Yeah, so I mean, you know, you're going to get some Japanese princess-like colors or something. It's going to be orange to reds to bronzing. It's not going to be your typical green Makawa in this set. It will distinguish itself by having something a little bit different. We do separate the greens every year out. And so these are the ones that didn't make the cut as a green Makawa. they're something slightly different and something more interesting.
And we didn't separate as many of the bronzes out.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of bronze and some orange bronze in this last grouping that we listed. These are just some wild spring colors.
Great, because some of these were neon pinks and oranges. So these are going to be excellent for bonsai too, not being grafted. I'd like to reiterate, they're seedling trees, so they're not a cultivar set. They're not grafted. There will be some variants in each of these, but you're going to get a really cool, unique plant with every one of them.
Yeah, next up, we've got an awesome plant, Acerbergerianum Cotabuki. This is a very pink type of a Aridano style. And it's probably one of the most pink varieties of them all. And the neat thing I like about this style is it doesn't revert. So if you ever see branches that are green, give it a light pruning, it'll push out back often with variegation. And if you prune it in late February, you can often get pink swirling in the bark and even more variegation across the tree. Yeah,
really cool plant. Cotabuki is one of the most bright pink variations of that Aridano style variegation. Excellent tree. You know, not one of the larger ones. It kind of stays a little bit smaller than some of the Aridano types.
It's probably one of our most sought after of that pink type.
I think it, you know, the name and everything encompasses exactly what you want with this one, but it is one of the flashiest pinks, especially in the early spring.
And Cotabuki is a Japanese drama in Japan. And so it makes sense that the plant would be pretty dramatic with its color.
For sure, for sure. Now, moving down the table, we've got another very popular one. This is Acer Palmatum Mila. Now, Mila is always heavily sought after. Shout out to Alan LaFoe, who's probably watching. I know he has a Mila in his garden. This was an introduction by our friend Dick Vandermatt. We did a full video on Mila, so definitely check that out. This is an awesome Japanese maple that's not as popular. I wouldn't say not as popular, not as common in America. But it should be. It's an excellent plant that once you get this one in the garden, it is a showstopper.
The colors are unreal. They're hard to describe. As we talked about in the video, check out the video we did on this, like Matt mentioned, Acer Palmatum Mila. It's just got some orange reds with some emeralds in there with some chartreuse that just make this plant a shock and awe.
Yeah, we're standing beside one of the first ones in the country in that video. And, you know, we're trying to discuss what color this actually is because it's got so many colors in there. There's hints of yellow in the sun. There's hints of pink. There's hints of red. It is a remarkable tree that I've started to get it more and more into production because every single season it's drawing my attention. So when I go in there and every single season, late summer, fall, spring, I'm always going, man, that looks awesome. Well, and that gets to be one we're heavily producing. I mean, so Mila's a showstopper for that, for sure.
Now, this is one that I love, and this is one of our introductions from the Area 51 collection. This is Acer Palmatum Dragon Master.
Yeah, don't wait on this one. There's a lot of folks waiting for this one to come back in stock. We probably made some hearts drop putting this one in the video today. One of our most popular introductions we'll ever do. This one is a intensely yellow Ryusin. It's more durable than Orange Dream, but think of this as an Orange Dream X Ryusin for its color patterns. It goes through some amazing shades. Early spring is knock your socks off color. It's got a much larger leaf than Golden Falls, so it's going to have a more, I would say Orange Dream size leaf to it. So it's got a longer, larger leaf to it.
A little more rounded.
Yeah, now these will be like Ryusin. They'll get as tall as you stake them. They're very popular for hanging baskets or for staking them up. I tend to stake them up to about 5 to 6 feet and then just let them weep down from there, but they're very shapeable. So just like Ryusin, we actually call this series, we have a series just like the Heat Seekers. Our second series we ever came out with is our Pendulous Treasures collection. And several of our introductions or introductions that were exclusives to us early on from Japan are in that series. And Dragon Master is probably the gem of that series. It is the most popular one of that. This and Hot Blonde are always our most popular introductions we've done.
Yeah, and the colors on this are just unreal. You want to make sure you get this some protection from the hot afternoon sun and hotter climates. But this is just one of those plants that just gives you some electric yellow. Some morning sun, afternoon shade will really peak up the colors on this, just like it does with Orange Dream. And definitely a hardier plant. It can handle a little more sun than Orange Dream for sure. But it's so yellow, you want to give it some protection from the hot afternoon sun. A great container plant.
Excellent,
a great hanging basket plant.
Yeah, there's so many unique ways to grow this. Honestly, I find this one to be the premier Weeping Yellow Ryusin. There's several of them out there so far. I haven't seen one I like better than this for its color and distinction. I think it's the premier one in my mind.
And if you want this to be a taller tree and just stake down, to weep down more dramatically, just check out our staking video. You can stake these up and then let it cascade down from that point. And such an amazing for me, it like you said, it's the best of the weeping yellows.
Yeah, it's an exceptional plant. You know, if you're after Dragon Master, I would be ready at 10 o'clock. These will be very popular. A lot of nurseries buy these up. They're very popular. Anytime somebody sees these, they do try to get their hands on them. So if you're after the Dragon Master, I would. There's a good number, but I wouldn't wait. So, now next up, we have another popular one. This is one, Little Margie. This is an excellent tree named after Margie Jenkins.
Yeah, it was found on Margie Jenkins a lot and named by Dawn Shadow.
Yeah. Little Margie is the name put on it. I have seen it sold under the name Jenkins, which is incorrect. It'd be the same plant though. But Little Margie, excellent dwarf compact form. You know, think of this one in terms of like your Kiyohimes for their style. A little bit different border to it. It's going to be a very purple border to it. It's a little different style overall, but it's going to be in that Hime style format.
Yeah, and this is a plant that's extremely heat tolerant. It was found in the deep south at Margie Jenkins Nursery.
In Louisiana.
As a chance seedling. And a great container plant. And I think most people love this plant. This is probably one of our most sought after, yet underutilized of those Hime types.
I'll tell you who's popularized this tree with his amazing photos is Alan Castile. These, he loves this plant. I think every time we offer it, he buys at least 3 to 5. I'm sure you're gonna have to compete with Alan for this one. He loves this plant. Shout out to Alan. He's such a good friend of the nursery, but he loves Little Margie, and I know it's one that he always is posting great photos of too.
It just makes a nice rounded canopy, real slow growing dwarf, and really an excellent dwarf Japanese maple with some good color. And then this is probably one of our most popular ginkgos, Ginkobiloba Snowcloth.
Yeah, this is the showstopper ginkgo. I mean, this one is a very unique form. It is my favorite variegated ginkgo. It's heavily intensely variegated with that white flushing. We actually originally got this tree from Barry Yinger from Japan under the name Frosty. We did identify that they were the same plant. So that was our top secret thing for a few years. We were like, oh, it's Frosty. We're going to just rock the world with this one. No one's ever seen this. And it did get out there from another source, the same plant. Yeah. Under the name Snowcloth, and that was already out there that way, so we never introduced it as Frosty. But if you ever see Frosty, same exact plant. Amazing variegated ginkgo though. This one has everything you could want in a variegated ginkgo. It doesn't revert, so you know, if you have some years that are lesser, put it in a different condition. This tree is going to have some awesome variegation though. That bright white on green is probably the most striking of any ginkgo.
Yeah, I love this plant. It's just one of those colors that just gives that cloud-like variegation, which is perfect. Perfect description for this. And check out our video on ginkgo care. We've got a great video on that. You always want to lime ginkgo, and they do want more sunlight to really get a full density to the tree as well. But this is one of those plants that just gives you just such a white, unique color in a ginkgo. It's probably it's the most stable variegation.
Yeah, it's one of our more popular ginkgos for sure. It's a little dwarfer too in that 6 to 7 foot kind of range, and just an excellent plant. You're gonna love this one. It's another one that the nurseries buy up. Everybody loves this one when it gets listed. So some good sizes in these too, as you see on these 1 gallons. So yeah. Be ready for that one. Now another unique plant here too. We've got General Pulaski. This is a really interesting English oak. So it's that Quercus robert, General Pulaski. These are late to leaf out, so they'll actually get a lot denser in this this plant too. They start very, very slow. So you can watch our video on when plants leaf out. But these are very late when the leaf. They will actually densen up all the way down.
My wife likes to describe trees in terms of fruit and vegetables, and this one looks almost like a cabbage head on an oak.
One. I have a really nice one of these in my yard. It's probably 12 feet tall, so you wouldn't mistake it for cabbage at this point. But it's a really weird, funky plant. I mean, it's almost the Shishigashira of the oak world, if you will. It's got that unique twisting, contorted habit. It's always highly sought after. It's slow growing at first, but then it does tend to get out there a little bit once it gets going.
Yeah, these here are 2 to 3 year grafts. So, I mean, they are extremely slow growing, but it's such a beautiful, super unique.
Yeah, once you get them established, though, they do fill out a good bit. Mine's probably right around 12 feet now.
Yeah, so. And the one we've got on the bank is probably 7 to 8 feet.
Yeah.
And it's been there for what?
At least 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it makes a nice mid-size. It's not a giant oak like people normally think of oaks by any means.
There's definitely a dwarf in the oak family. I mean, dwarf is always relative to the size of the mature plant.
Yep.
And it's a beautiful plant, though. This is one that is so highly sought after. It's one of those plants that when people see it in the landscape, especially in our garden when people are doing tours, they're like, what the heck is that? Then they're so shocked it's an English oak. And it's kind of just got this interesting, you know, it's a really dark green color to it too that makes it really unique in the landscape. Best way to describe it for you maple people is it's the Shishikashira of the oak world. You'd know exactly what I mean then if you're a maple person. But
I like it just because it's so unique and different. Anytime you get a plant that stands out from the crowd that really makes something special, this is one of those plants. And that's one of those plants that's fun to plant in the garden for sure. So next up we've got Acerbergerianum Michael Steinhardt. This is the yellow, super yellow of the Trident maples.
Yeah, probably the best yellow. We've introduced a few. This was a Dawn Shadow introduction. Michael Steinhardt is one of the most intensely neon yellow Trident maples. Tridents are always popular for bonsai. The grass clean up extremely well. These are actually grafted, but they clean up so well. And I would love to see a great bonsai done on Michael Steinhardt. This is a fairly fast growing tree, but I mean, it is neon yellow and it keeps that throughout the spring. The summer, the older growth can get a little green, but it is still remarkably yellow. I have about a 12-foot one of these in my garden as well, and it is a showstopper even late June.
I love this plant because it's a yellow that can handle more sun. This is a plant that Don had growing out in the Jackson, Winchester area. A large tree just growing in full sun, intensely yellow, really not showing much burn once it got established, and just a beacon of yellow color. I love the color yellow. Dragon Master, Michael Steinhardt.
Right.
I mean, you name it. The yellows add so much to the garden. Check out our video on using yellow in your garden.
Underrated fall color too. It's a nice orange with some splatters of just like dark orange and red in there as well. Excellent fall color. Trident maples, fast growing, you know, very heat tolerant. You're gonna love this plant if you're a Japanese maple fan. Very easy to grow and probably the best yellow of any out there. Now last up, but certainly not least, we have Winter Orange. This is an orange bark variety from Canada that has exceptional bright orange bark. Now as you can maybe see on this one in this time of year, this is the least colorful bark time. So the bark will get intensely orange, especially in those winter months. When they're flushing out new growth in the spring, the sap's hiding them, they're actually their least orange, but it's gonna get some amazing orange colors to this.
Yeah, this is one that I love because this is the most orange of any of the coral bark types.
It's distinctly different. I mean, it really has a place because you've got yellows and greens and reds, but this one is orangey orange. I mean, it fits the bill perfect.
Yeah, and this one gives you just some really nice winter interest. I think we did a video on this in Winter Interest Part 3.
Yeah.
And check out some of our winter interest videos if you really like those bark colors. But this one is, I think, by far the most orange of any of the Acer palmatums. I mean,
heavily sought after for that reason for sure too. Great yellow fall color, but what you're gonna love this one for is that spark of winter orange in that winter garden. You're gonna have an intense orange right there. Get it out somewhere you can go and take photos of it, enjoy it in that winter garden. It's a spark of color when everything else is kind of drab.
And our 10 at 10s this year have really been super popular. I saw Alan LaFoe in the Mr. Maple Friends group on Facebook. He posted a photo or a meme of cars racing by and said, these are the plants going out.
Right.
Out of these 10, which do you think is going to be the one that sells out the quickest? We've got good numbers on all these.
There's a lot of these, so it's hard to guess. I don't know. It's hard to say. There's a lot that now, people ask that all the time, like, oh my gosh, these sold out. We are constantly working to increase our numbers and get these in larger supply for you so they don't go out too quickly. Now, we don't make any secret about when we list really cool new plants. So our 10 at 10 is every 10 a.m. on Tuesday. That's Eastern Standard Daylight Time. Be ready at 10 a.m. It's the best time to find really cool plants.
So of these, post in the comment section below which you think is going to sell out the quickest. And also keep in mind, we've got our Mr. Maple open house coming up on Memorial Day. You'll want to go ahead and get your hotels booked for that Sunday to Monday because we're going to have a bunch of cool plants there available here at Mr. Maple. You can come shop in person. If you want to pre-order anything online, you can use the code Mr. Maple Pickup. That's
no periods, no spaces.
All capital letters. Check out with that. And that is for pickup at the Mr. Maple Festival specifically.
Yeah, so don't use that if you're in California and you're not showing up. We will call you and charge you shipping. Jody will say, hey, you're not showing up to the festival.
And if you want to pick up another day besides the Mr. Maple Festival, we might not be open in person, so you might not be able to come visit. But if you want to pick up another day, we haven't got another code for that. So don't use that code for just a regular pickup. But for pickup on Memorial Day itself, the Mr. Maple Festival, you can use code Mr. Maple Pickup, all capital letters, no spaces. That goes in our discount code section.
Takes away any shipping.
And you hit apply. Once you hit apply, you see that shipping cost come off. and you go ahead and purchase those trees for pickup at the Mr. Maple Festival itself.
So if you see something like, say, Dragon Master that may sell out before the actual festival, this gives you folks attending a chance to go ahead and tag one. We'll put your name on it, have it here saved with your name on it in the pickup area at the Mr. Maple Festival. We're really excited about this event coming back. We haven't had our Maple Festival in almost 3 years now. This will be, we were coming up on the 5th annual, so I think this will be the 5th one actually, because we took 3 years off. But it's an amazing event. It's busy. We had 550 people last time in the rain. I wouldn't be surprised if we had 1,000 people at the event this year. It's going to be very popular. We're going to have a food truck. We're going to have a band. We have some really fun stuff planned for you. We have garden tours, and as always, some really fun plants.
And the coolest part about the band we've got coming is it's Jess and Sean and Kate who work here at Mr. Maple.
Yeah.
So if you've seen the videos we do on our employees, when Jess and Sean talk about their band Bad Rabbit, that's going to be our band that's here playing, so you can actually see some of the Mr. Maple employees doing what they do outside of work.
Yeah, we've got Carolina Ace's food truck coming too. I'll probably do another hype video soon for the event, just because I'm pretty excited about this. But we've got some good food, some barbecue, awesome music. If you like Southern rock and just classic rock and just all around amazing music, Bad Rabbit's great. You're going to love them. We're going to have so many fun things planned for this day. I think you're going to really enjoy it. That's going to be coming up Memorial Day. So that's the actual Monday of Memorial Day. So plan on being here then. We'll be open 9 to 5 that day. That'll be our first official day open this year. And we'll see about days after that. But for right now, that's our only planned day open.
So while we've talked about the Mr. Maple Festival, I know you're booking your hotels. Don't forget at 10 a.m., there's not just these 10, but 20 items getting listed. These are going to sell pretty quickly. So remember that when you add it to cart, it doesn't save it. It only saves it once you purchase the plant, tags it, it has your name on it then, and make sure to check out quickly. You got to be quick on the draw because some of these plants sell out really quickly.
And I always like to reiterate, these sizes are indicative of May in 2022. So if you're seeing these Dragon Masters, this is very typical for what we have this time. If you're watching this video 2 years from now, it may be slightly larger or slightly smaller, but this is very indicative of what we have during this time frame in May of 2022. Hey, we hope you enjoyed this video. We greatly appreciate you watching our premieres, but definitely check out our regular videos. We're launching a new video every single day at 6 a.m. Our premieres for the 10 at 10 come at 9 a.m. So you can kind of get a little preview of what's going on before that 10 at 10 launches. We like to premiere those. And just stay tuned. We've got some really big stuff coming on the Mr. Maple Show.
And I hope you've enjoyed all the maple content we're putting out. We've got trees in leaf, so we're trying to put out as many cultivar videos as possible and get as many of those recorded so you can see these plants in their spring color all year long, or as long as we can.
Hey, we're also giving away a $100 gift card.
Yeah,
so
I forgot to mention that.
Maybe we should tell them about that since it's a premiere video. But yeah, we're coming in on 10K subscribers, so we're giving away a $100 gift card. Now you have to be in the United States to enter to win.
But to win, all you have to do, comment on a video, any video, Mr. Maple gift card. And you have to share a video and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. Make sure you like the video too that you're commenting on. And that helps us in the algorithms, but it also helps you win a chance to win a Mr. Maple gift card.
Every single video is going to be a chance to win. So what we do is we randomly select a video. We look at how many people said Mr. Maple gift card in that video. We're going to randomize that number, and we're going to pick winners. And we just really appreciate you liking, subscribing. As we hit 10K, it's going to be pretty soon. We're getting there quick this time.
And it's not just the new videos, it's the old videos too. Last time some people won t-shirts, simply because they were the only people that commented
on a really old video.
That was the Mr. Maple podcast. And so we're doing the Mr. Maple gift cards now, so make sure you're saying Mr. Maple gift cards. And you can comment on all the old videos as well. Just make sure you like those videos and you're subscribed to our channel.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our 10 at 10 video. Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.